Got their head spinning. Yeah, I got their head spinning. It's like I hit the circle button on them. Yeah, I got their head spinning. Ultimania, I swear you don't want an enemy in me. Nope. And in a couple years it might be a mini-me. So, even if you get to me, you know she's avenging me. So don't even mention me, because eventually if it comes spring, T-I-M-E 2025, I'm bringing back MTV. Baggy blue jeans, Carmelo jersey, and my bitch is cold, looking something like a Furby. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for for Vic. Oh, for Vic.
Oh, the mania!
For Vic.
Holy hell.
What a game, huh? What a game. Raleigh and Randy Rosarena back-to-back homers on back-to-back pitches.
Was it back-to-back?
I think it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
I think Randy fouled one off before that, but I feel like
I did. Yeah, the camera fell.
I'm just gonna do that. Make it easier on us. Hello, chat room. Hello, Lucario. Appreciate your $1.99 to start the stream off. Appreciate that. Chat room. That's a serious dub. That's third in a row.
3 in a row. That's right.
We're above 500 for the first time in 2025.
Actually, Joe, we were...
Oh, 1-0.
Yeah,
Right.
we were 1-0.
We're in April of 2025.
That's right.
There you go.
Perfect. We got both the thick boys today. Here we are.
Hello.
We are undefeatable. Until we are defeated, we are undefeatable. It's true, Cha. Except for yesterday. Or no, 2 days ago. Except for game 1.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean... A lot of questionable moves in here that I think we'll probably talk about, because remember, the podcast is coming out this evening, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream because we have to go record the podcast after this. But a lot of questionable moves made by one Daniel Wilson.
But they all worked out in the end, right?
Bad process, good result. And you know what? It's all we can ask for at this point.
Casey Legumina got his first win in a Mariners uniform.
Against his former team.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Emerson Hancock Emerson Hancock looked all right today. Miles Masterboni walked 3 times. Masterboni to Hancock. It's pretty good.
Is that all you got? You're just making
something about Hancock Masterboni.
Name jokes. I mean, Randy, a huge game.
Huge game for Randall.
2 for 4. Walked twice, obviously 3 RBI. The game tying and the go-ahead, technically, right? Or no, not the go-ahead, but the add-on, the insurance to break it wide open. Should have been out on the pitch before. Gets bailed out a little bit, and the Mariners, you take what you can get, and they definitely needed this one because. Don't call it a comeback. Never will.
I'm going to call it a comeback.
Yeah, it was a comeback.
That was a comeback. All right.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going to let Joe do the honors, Lucario. Damn, you should have done that for at least
for 10 minutes.
3 days.
The Jake Fraley Grand Slam, we were in shambles, and then you bounce back with Cal and Randy, and obviously extra innings. Against the Reds in a game where you're starting Hancock, you move Wu back to the Blue Jays. Winning this one feels like you're playing with house money as far as the rest of the road trip.
Except you are going to now see Hancock again in Boston.
Unless they use the off day on Monday to skip that spot, but it doesn't sound like that they're wanting to necessarily because of getting their young starters extra rest, a.k.a. Wu and Miller.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do that. Mm-hmm. I assume that Hancock will go, especially with
how he did today.
How he did today, along with Bryce Miller, who said he's had trouble bouncing back. They might want to make sure they give him that extra day's rest as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're missing George Kirby, so we'll have to wait and see. Did you see the Scott interview on Foul Territory? Mitchell, I did not. I try to not watch Foul Territory because it's a joke. But I did not see it.
I think there's some value there sometimes. It's just every single time we see a clip, it's usually them just like crapping on the Mariners.
Every single time.
It's never an enjoyable watch from what we see on social media. But that's neither here nor there.
Master Boney's bunt in the 10th was sweet. Yeah, not so much for JP's bunt the next at bat.
I thought I when he hit when it hit off the bat, I thought it was going to stay fair and Trevino was going to catch it.
Yeah,
and I was terrified. I was terrified.
Handy a Rosarena.
Hand it to him. Stop it. We don't need to make more jokes. I see. Was Taylor not available in relief from Alex? Probably not. Not having him go back-to-back days to start would be my guess. And then also he just didn't look sharp in his debut yesterday anyways. So
no.
I wouldn't have expected him to be available regardless. I know that Bizzardo didn't pitch good. Well, he shouldn't have pitched as much as he did. The argument is that Thornton should have gone back out there for the 8th. He only threw 4 pitches to De La Cruz. Yes, he pitched the day before, but in our heads, Thornton goes back out there and at least starts that inning. And I know that they're very much so against Munoz doing multiple, more than 3-out saves, but this felt like a game where you probably could have used one.
Yeah, you really needed it. JP, member for 8 months. Gentlemen. JP, what's going on, man? Appreciate the 8 months. Yeah, it appreciates Jordan. Have fun at work. I agree. I think that it should have been Thornton out there again in that inning, and then it should have, after that, if things got out of hand, have immediately gone to Andres Munoz, depending on where things were at. If Thornton gave up a few base runners or whatnot. But Andrew, for 12 months, 1 year. What a legend. 1 year,
That's
Andrew. Enjoy your new badge. Autumn?
Azaria's got it. Join button on desktop, or if you're on your mobile device, it might be a bit more difficult. If you're on Android, you probably have a join button. If you are on iPhone, we might be able to snag you a link here for it. But I know you said something, Autumn, about not being able to hear us because we don't have captions, and I think but it doesn't matter. So I don't know if any of this information is getting to you. Hopefully it is, but
$4.99 from Vinny. Wreck the Reds. Trident's up. Also, you got to get the Munoz jersey now for real, Vinny. I think that's the next one. I need a Logan, I need a Munoz, and I need a Cal.
Did you see Manny's message?
What do you say? Oh.
Currently at work making hella bread, by the way. Okay, Kenny.
Man, you're so stupid. Yeah, I agree. Vinny, wreck the Reds. Another W. Love to see. So I don't know. You weren't there for the stream, but after the sweep of the Rangers, we were going through and making a heck the Astros thing for every single team.
Oh, okay.
So we had heck the Astros, frick the Rangers.
Yeah, we did that last year.
Damn the Angels.
And
Oak the A's.
Oak. Sure. And now we've got wreck the Reds. What's the Blue Jays? Blow the Blue Jays?
What?
Blow them out of the water?
What?
Blow that Blue Jay out of the sky,
You just peaked so bad. I'm so
fine.
sorry for all the audio people.
Autumn doesn't know. It'll be fine.
$4.99 from Tyler. Solano extension? Maybe Solano DFA. Thoughts on that, chat? For the love of God, get him off this baseball team.
He's fine. Hey, yo, why are they sending question mark? What, guys? What? No, this is. Why is blow the J? See, Dorian gets it. No one else. Torpedo Toronto. All right, maybe.
We won within the margin of Bizzardo, says Fritz with the $1.99. So true.
Yeah, that was certainly an inning from Edward Bizzardo. Edward. Listen, he's Edward when he pitches poorly, and Greg got sent down. All right.
Oh my God, that was crazy. Azaria owned. I did it first. Owned.
That's crazy.
Hand cooked, says Jacob with the $1.99. Jacob, appreciate that $1.99. Hand cooked. He did hand cook today. It's true. Yeah, it's true. Other than that one home run, which in the first inning wasn't in love with, but he bounced back, and I have to give him credit. I have to give him credit for bouncing back in this start, similar to how Brian Wu bounced back in his last start. You know what I mean? Rough first inning, was able to get away with it, and I think he went 7. Not so much today with Emerson Hancock, but nonetheless.
Who's Skinny Joe? Is that Emerson Hancock? Do I look like Emerson Hancock if he was skinny?
No.
No.
No. We live in a society.
I'm confused.
Matt, what? What a calm, easy, stress-free win today. You know what? The past few wins the Mariners have gotten have all been pretty stress-free.
Yeah.
All right, we needed to have another potential heartbreaker. CJ with the $10 holla. Top D of the day, CJ. Donnie Barrels is out. Benny Barrels is in. I mean, he's hitting
well.
He's hitting well.
He doesn't look overmatched.
Professional AB's up there, yeah.
Yeah. Looks good in the field. Almost made a pretty sick double play.
Yeah,
We stepped on the bag, but had to take a little bit more time with it. That would have been nasty if he got it. But yeah, Ben Williamson. I think Jake tweeted it. He said new Maribor Pookie. Ben Williamson.
Pookie.
Yeah.
Yo,
a lot of
Chronic
people are
Connor.
enjoying him.
Chronic Connor becoming a member, probably using the link that one of us tweeted. W Connor, W.
Dubs. Tweeted.
Posted.
It's the same thing.
I think you guys said Hancock was close to being out of the league. I mean,
Probably.
Yeah, I still believe that. Hey man, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. You know what I mean?
Broken clock is right twice a day.
But
this was one start right, one start wrong so far for Hancock.
Mm-hmm. See how he does the rest of the way.
I think there's a lot of Mariners content people that are pretty against Hancock being in the number 5 for any longer than it's required.
Yeah.
So
I think it should have been Logan Evans, but I mean he's pitched so well. He pitched well again the other day.
yeah, no, he looked good. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they don't want to rush him, but
Yeah, that's the thing is I just don't understand because they normally don't have their starters go to AAA at all.
yeah,
So
that's fair.
hey, Nicholas, are the Mariners in the wild card now, Nicholas? I don't think so yet, Nicholas. I think that maybe we'll have to wait to see at the end of the year, Nicholas.
Well, right now they might be.
Dan makes a Twitter poll before he puts in each bullpen arm. Honestly, it might be a good idea because Twitter, I think, at this point, will be better at making bullpen decisions. Skinny Joe is Colin Snyder. I think he's your Waluigi.
Interesting. Or am I his Wario? I'm his Wario.
Whoa, Walacy.
Lacey, there you go.
The Mariners are 9th in Team WRC Plus. Are they really? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
The hard part is their pitching hasn't been as good as we expected
Right.
it to be to start. I mean, how many runs? So the Reds scored 8 in the first game, 7 in this one. What did they score last night? 3.
Yeah. I think so.
That's quite a bit of runs given up by the Mariners pitching staff. That yes, it's on the road in the Great American Ballpark, but you'd expect them to be better against a team specifically like the Reds, who up until this series were third worst in the league by Team WRC Plus. So I think Mariners bats bailed out the pitching in this series specifically.
Yeah, which is we haven't seen a lot over the past couple of years. Nolan Void, with the 22 months, Cal getting hit in the throat freaked me out, dude. It takes a lot to shake up Cal Raleigh, and the fact that it got him as good as it did. I mean, I can't believe. You would have had to have moved Garver to catcher and just burned the DH there, and then I don't know.
Put Rivas at catcher.
Leo Rivas catching.
Get Rivas in the gear.
Why
not?
So much Hancock hate. I'll give credit where credit is due. Yeah, I agree on him. Yeah, he deserves the credit today. He does. I mean, from what we've seen out of him, and even last year, I said it wasn't the end of the world having him pitch, but just Logan Evans is a better option. Someone said I think the problem for Logan Evans is the 40-man spot.
Sure.
But I want to say there's still an open spot, isn't there?
I don't think so.
No? I mean, it probably wouldn't be too hard for them to make one.
Yeah,
You just move Victor Robles to the 60-day IL.
Yeah, or Ryan Bliss either way.
I think Bliss is already on the 60-day.
Oh, did he already get put there? Okay.
I think so. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I unbanned Mike.
You unbanned him? Nice.
Have school stuff to work on? Thank God. Get smarter.
Yeah. Go to school. Stay in school. Do all those things. Appreciate your $2. It's not here. And it probably never will be. So.
For what?
Umbreon.
Oh.
And no.
Yeah, I burned it. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's the ashes are out there, actually.
Yeah.
Outside.
If it wasn't for Cal and Randy bailing him out, Dan would have straight cost us 2 games in one series. Yeah. He has had a rough go of it in terms of bullpen management, and I think that he has been bailed out multiple times now by the offense, and this was just like the game against the Astros, bailed out. So I don't know. Jacob becoming a member, appreciate it, Jacob. Big smooches, bro. Big smooches. Don't do Mariners, kids.
It's just not worth it. We need Dare, but for Mariners.
Why did y'all hate on my bunt attempt, though?
Listen.
Listen, JP. I don't know what you're doing first and third with nobody out trying to bunt there, but you know what? It worked out all the same because you hit a ground ball to shortstop, and it worked out all the same.
I think the rationale, I don't remember if it was Goldsmith or Angie that said it, but because Marte had just come into the game at third, and so like
catch him sleeping.
Yeah, catch him off guard maybe, but the way that they were positioned, De La Cruz was pretty far back, kind of covering the double play. So there's a pretty big gap between the pitcher and third base to where he could have done a push bunt that way, but the way he hit the ball ended up working anyways, so I think it was fine. What am I, halfway off the screen?
No, there was a black bar in there.
Oh, whoa.
You personally think Ellie De La Cruz should get MVP? He helped us out a lot this game. That's true. That's true.
A lot of mistakes from De La Cruz. It was bad.
Way to go, M's from the Philippines. Let's go, Chad. That's a long way, man. Callum, becoming a member of the Mojovians. Appreciate it, Callum. Big smooches, bro. Like the stream, says Jay. Yeah, do that, chat. Like the stream immediately. We're 4th in the standings. I don't know what you're talking about.
4th? How are we 4th in the standings? We're 3rd. We're 3rd.
Second team in the American League West to 10 wins, chat. Owned
the rest of the American League West. You know who's in the cellar right now? The Houston Lastros.
Astros. Owned. When will you be updating your outdated, gaudy Twitter logo to the new, refurbished, sleek X logo? The people are asking.
I hate him. I hate him.
We have it, Mike, on...
You don't need...
I'm going to do it. I'm going to show Mike.
No, we don't have...
Don't we?
It's on the Hit It Here podcast,
yeah,
but it's right there.
See, look, there's an X next to Lanjo. Owned, Mike. It's there. We're the best of both worlds, all right? We're people pleasers.
Dylan for a month.
Oh my goodness, Dylan. Other Dylan B.
Dylan Bowlware.
Yeah, that's real confusing in Discord.
Yeah.
Real confusing.
And now I'm confused because look at that. That's so confusing.
Torpedo Duo for the win. Wait, so was someone else using it? Still not completely confident in Dan, but he's doing decently. I still think he's better than Scott. Man, I don't know if I agree that he's better than Scott, but I was also a big Scott defender for a long time, so it's tough for that.
Do you think that you'd be as big of a Scott defender if you were like watching him under a microscope as much as we have, like making content?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're watching Dan like pretty closely.
Yeah.
Whereas like with Scott when he first came to the team, like, I mean, you specifically were watching it more than I was, but
at the same time, when Scott first came to the team sucked, and we knew that.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess that was something where I didn't really care what Scott did. The team was bad. Like, they're going to lose 85, 90 games, like, whatever. Why not have Thornton pitch one more inning? I wish I knew.
That's a great question.
First time I've ever clapped for anything Mariners related. Mike, woo! Mariners fans in the making, chat.
Here we go.
Should I just go back to Duskify? No, I think it's funnier. Yeah, there's a Discord. I think it's in the description
of this stream. No, it's not.
I took the description from the last podcast and put it in the stream.
Oh, nice.
Description, so
then it is.
What were your all's thoughts when they were starting Hancock instead of Wu? Be honest.
I broke that news to you.
Yeah, you did. My thought was, why the hell would they go with Emerson Hancock, who pitches to contact in one of the best hitters parks in baseball? And you know what?
It didn't look good to start, but it ended up being okay.
Whipped cream pie, my face.
Yeah.
All right.
His velo was up. Hard contact was down all day. I think it could have been another disaster start like his first one of the year, but it ended up being okay. And so it's fine. He's staring at me while he's having a water bottle moment. The argument, and I get why, is... You're now allowing Brian Wu to pitch against a team that you might have a tiebreaker opportunity with later in the year. So, like, winning against American League opponents is much more important than winning against National League opponents long term for the full 162. Winning a game against the Blue Jays is more important than winning against the Reds. You won the game against the Blue Jays that Hancock started anyways, so it doesn't really, backfire on you immediately. But I was not happy when Hancock was announced.
He meant the start with Hancock against the Reds, not the Blue Jays there, chat, but don't worry about it.
What did I say?
You said the Blue Jays.
But
you won the Hancock start.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to win the start against the Blue Jays because Woo's pitching it now.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. It's the distributive property.
Dorian with the $4.99. Scott did nothing wrong. Fan base wanted someone's head. Stanton and coach should be enemy number one. But most casual fans won't listen to logic and reason.
Yo, call them out, casuals.
I also don't necessarily agree that Scott was infallible. He had plenty of problems, and especially last season, there was a lot wrong with Scott. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. We have to give Dan the benefit of the doubt. But the growing pains that we've seen specifically with bullpen management has been rough because he's very much. I mean, I tweeted it. It should have been Andres Munoz to come in with the bases loaded with Eduard Bizardo on the mound. Mm-hmm. It should have been Andres Munoz. It's the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. You have the bases loaded. It's the biggest moment of the game. You go to Andres Munoz in that situation because if at that point after the grand slam there wasn't a save situation. Obviously, the Mariners' offense bailed out Dan Wilson there, but you should probably go to your best pitcher in the highest leverage spot. But Dan is very into saving,
school ball.
Yeah, very old school. Very much save your closer for a safe situation. And thankfully they were able to. It wasn't a safe situation, but thankfully they were able to get there. So
yeah, there's a lot of nuance to I think a lot of the decisions that I think Scott was making as the manager, and also that Dan Wilson is currently making as the manager. It's not like black and white. It's not very cut and dry like one thing or the other. There's a lot more that goes into it. Like, why didn't Thornton go back out there for the 8th? Was it the time in between innings? Was it the fact that he pitched yesterday? Like, there's a lot of things that maybe we don't know, that we can just assume or we have to infer, and then we're left to have discussions like this afterwards where we're kind of playing a lot of the what-if game. Like, what if Munoz comes in and he still gives up the grand slam? Right? It's like, okay, did Dan mess up by bringing in Munoz? Was that the right move, even though the result was bad? Or would leaving in Bizardo have been fine? It's just, you end up with a win either way. And yes, there are still questions to be asked about what happened during the process that led you to an extra innings 11-7 win. But the discourse around Dan, he's catching a lot of flack. I've been just fidgeting with this. Don't worry about it. He's catching a lot of flack, and I think deservedly so for some of it. But today, you end up with a win. I think you just kind of like maybe sweep it under the rug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got bailed out. That's fine. In an ideal world, this is what happens. A bad process, but the team still bails out the manager, and vice versa. Sometimes the manager can bail out the team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this is kind of the give and take. So I don't think there is one technical right answer. It's just for the time that we've been covering this team on this channel, and for how long I've been really, really watching the Mariners like pretty heavily. Scott Service was the guy. So it's so ingrained in me the way that he worked a bullpen, and I think he did a pretty good job with the bullpen specifically. But who knew Ty Dane Gonzalez had bars like that? Love having him as the victory music. Yeah, I don't think he knows that yet.
But he's fine with it.
I'm sure he's fine with
it.
Yeah.
He I think Jake asked him when it first came out, like if there's any copyright issues or like anything to worry about, and he said no. So
okay, cool.
I think we're allowed to use it.
I'm just trying to support our boy, you know.
Well, of course, if we had lost the game, then yes, it is fully to blame on Dan.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like you could still hold him accountable for the decisions, but the result ended up not hurting the team long term right now. Mm-hmm. Like they got the win. It ended up being fine. I think it's okay. Yes, the decision making wasn't great, but you still ended up with a win. Mm-hmm. The team bailed him out, and it ended up being okay. Mm-hmm. If there's going to be, I mean, we've already said what, Dan's got 2 losses on his ledger already this year, from earlier in the year when they started 3-8. Like 2 of those 8 losses were directly on Dan.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been a third today, but it didn't, and that's more so what I'm trying to say is like, yes, it could have been a loss, but it doesn't end up being that way.
Who's the new pitching coach? The Mariners don't have one. It's still Pete Woodworth. He's still the pitching coach. The right answer is what gives them the best chance to succeed. Dan is understanding that. He truly looks lost out there. I think that it's a learning curve. He's never managed anywhere else. And so, yeah, I think that... Oh, did you mean hitting coach, Autumn? The new hitting coach is Kevin Seitzer with Brian Megianis? Brian Megianis. Bobby.
Robert.
They all start with a B. But yeah, they came over from the Reds or the Braves organization. So,
yeah. No, Kyle, I 100% agree with you that you should have. I am in the boat that Munoz should have pitched before he did in this game. But harping on it in a game where you win because Randy and Cal clutched up and then you win the game regardless, I don't want to devote my energy to that. Yeah. Is all I'm trying.
We're going to talk about the happy things.
Like, yes. I mean, if you go to our Twitter feed,
it's there.
It's there. It's very much so there. But in a camera-facing moment where we're talking about the way that the game progressed, we can acknowledge it, but I'm not going to dwell on it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said that we need to pass Locked On in followers. We're neck and neck. Locked On's actually above 13,000 now.
Yep.
They've been doing some giveaways, and so people have been hitting subscribers, so they're cheating.
Big cheaters.
They cheated, they cheated. They're giving stuff away so they can get more subscribers. Classic time.
We're kidding.
We're kidding. Just so we're clear. Don't clip that and take it out of context, right?
Not that you shouldn't be bitching, Kyle, but it's just like, for me specifically, I don't want... There's going to be many more games where I'm going to need that energy, and I don't want to expel it all right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pardon my strong language, but sometimes Dan Milson makes me really hecking mad. Says KDR. Whoa.
Such strong language.
Whoa. Careful. This is a PG stream, KDR.
As I said, bitching as soon as that came through.
A win is a win, and I'm happy over here saying, we'll take a W. We'll take a W, and it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty.
What?
I
leaned in a little bit.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Why can't I lean in?
Dan was able to see the future and see he was going to use Munoz in the 10th. Is that what happened?
He's got a crystal ball in the dugout. He's rubbing Kevin Seitzer's head.
Just so we're clear, chat, we like Locked On Mariners. We love Ty and Colby. There's a reason why we play Ty's music before every win.
Yeah.
All right.
Just so we're
clear.
This channel's home for you. W.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, there's room for everybody.
Can we talk about Miles Mastrobuoni more? Dude, 3 walks and an infield bunt single.
Was it ruled a single or was it ruled an error?
It should have been ruled a single.
I'll check.
It should be ruled a single. Please tell me it was a single.
He does not have a hit on the ledger.
Wow.
So he is 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Maybe they'll change it.
The official scorer is drunk.
Yeah, maybe they'll change it.
So... And Garver didn't bomb. He took those walks like a pro. Yeah. I was worried about that. I was worried about Mitch Garver coming up there. We thought for a second that he hit a 3-run home run, but then he flew out to left field. Can't you at least pretend to have beef to increase engagement? We hate Ty and Colby.
We steal their content to increase engagement.
That's right. We steal Locked On Mariners content. We hate them.
The exit velocity on Miles Mastrobuoni's bunt was 54.6.
I'm pretty sure that was the same speed as Cal's little base hit that.
Let me check.
Hit that Ellie missed. Yeah. Did Munoz finish the job? I missed it. He did, Ian. He did. Mastro almost hosed somebody from right field. True. Had he 55, he hit it a little bit harder. He got real close. If it would have been online, then it would have been an out. Why did Brian Wu not pitch tonight, Colton? So Nicholas, Joe talked about it a little bit. Joe, do you want to rehash that?
Yeah, so Emerson Hancock got moved into this spot start more so to allow the Mariners' best 3 starters so far this year in Wu, Gilbert, and Castillo to pitch against the Toronto Blue Jays. If you count Bryce Miller, that's fine. But it's more so Wu is now pitching the first game tomorrow against the Blue Jays. Hancock pitching today. It would have been vice versa. It would have been Hancock starting tomorrow, Wu pitching today, or however they ended up making it work out. But Wu is now pitching against an American League opponent, which is more important for the Mariners long term in terms of tiebreakers at the end of the year, should they get to that point. Mm-hmm. Winning a game against the National League, yes, winning a game is important, but not as important as an American League opponent. Right. I don't want to say a rival, but they're more important games, Nicholas. Thank you for your question, Nicholas.
Colton hydrated AF. That's right. K-Kitty.
Dude.
Epic water
2 water bottle moments in 30 minutes?
I like water, bro. It's delicious. Yeah.
Dude, Scrap?
What's up, dude? How are you? Can you stop peeking?
Bro, I like it.
I like peeking.
They haven't complained about it. So
are they allowing Cal with the torpedo bat into Canada? Dude, Joe and I were talking about that. I'm like, man, Cal has, a home run in 6 of his last 7 games? Including, or is it 5 of his last 6? I think it's 5.
Did he homer last night?
Yeah, he hit 2, one from both
sides.
Right.
It was game 1 where he didn't hit one. Yeah,
right. But he hit one to the fence.
No, did he?
He literally to end the game.
Mike's prophecy almost would have come true then, because he would be.
This would be. Is this 7 or 6 or 7?
7th?
8th.
7th. We're not finishing that. Yeah, we're not going to finish that quote.
Don't lie, Colton. The water bottle is full of vodka. Not after a game like today. It's not a Mariners Anonymous game, baby.
No, ma'am.
6 in his last 6. Okay, so it would have been 6 straight had that ball gotten out.
Got it.
Let's have a season. Let's go. Scrap. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, it's 6 in his last 6.
Thank you, Rich. Let's go. Nice to see Hancock have a solid outing. Was a little worried after that first inning. Yeah. I tweeted that I really don't enjoy waving the white flag every 5th day. And once again, pie, my face. So. But yeah, we talked about Cal, and I said, man, you're telling me that Cal, with the torpedo bat, on the kind of bender that he's on right now, is going to Toronto?
They should fear. They should fear his presence, his arrival into the country of Canada. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, because he just has played well against Toronto in his career. But eventually you got to come down off of that high. If he doesn't hit a home run in Toronto, I'm not going to be upset at Cal. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be a little bummed.
I'll be a little bummed for the meme, for the bit. But I mean, he's already at 8 home runs through 19 games. Like, if he doesn't hit one in games 20, 21, and 22, I'm not going to be mad at him, because he'll still have 8 home runs in 22 games. Mm-hmm. So,
only hope. I saw your message earlier. Didn't get to it. How should we? How should you support the team in Toronto this weekend? I mean, man, if you have Mariner Mojo gear, wear that. Make sure you go find Ty Dane Gonzalez and say, "Look,
here we go."
Woo!
You just peeked into the mic. What is wrong with you?
Suck it. But otherwise, man, just deck yourself out. Everything Mariners colors. Get your Mariners socks on. Your Mariners hat.
You have Mariners underwear. I was going to say, Mariners underwear is the next logical answer here.
Did you see my message? I did. I ignored it for a reason.
W or L chat? I'm thinking of W.
Not that one.
Oh.
It was before that.
Right. Well, it's W or L chat.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, guys, I need money. I just got
you don't
my
have to read it. It's fine.
Oil changed. And he said, "K. Kinney, I'm very rich. I can buy
You don't
anything."
need to read it out loud.
I read it out loud for you. You're welcome.
You're making things weird now.
Me?
I didn't make anything weird.
Will Seattle then returned home, surviving a pair of Bernie Williams homers for a 7-4 win in Game 3, and then an 11-8 win in Game 4, thanks to Edgar Martinez's grand slam and 7 RBI in the clincher.
Thanks, James.
James, I'm not sure if that was a question or not.
I think that's more so,
or a statement.
It's a factual retelling of a Yankees series.
It did happen, yeah. That's 95, baby.
So, yeah, that's the one. Hello from Scott and Landon. Scott and Landon, hello.
What's up, guys?
What's up, big dogs? Huge series win. Massive.
Speaking of money, how did you pay your taxes? Oh, he deleted it.
Who asked that?
Rich.
Don't ask. We paid them IRS.
Smile. Or did we? You can't trust me.
Yeah, I guess I can't.
You don't know that for sure.
Yeah, the most financially illiterate person I might know. I'm trusting with the finances for Mariner Mojo. But, well, here we go.
What are we to do? We're getting a tax guy next year, just so we're clear.
Are we? Okay.
It's getting too confusing.
All right. JB, we can just add a Mariners Anonymous hoodie to the fourth wall listing.
Yeah, do you guys want a Mariners Anonymous hoodie? We can do that.
Instead of a shirt, we can make it a hoodie.
We need to make the Hawaiian shirts too.
Yeah, that is true.
Just an old time M's fan. Love to see it, James. Love to see it.
That's a W. Relive the good moments.
Every game counts. Got to quit punting games. I agree, and thankfully today was not one of those. Although it sure felt like it was going to be in that first inning. But
yeah.
Alas.
Shout out Luke Raleigh for getting the equalizer early to kind of reset the momentum. I think. Good.
We won't talk about Colton's credit card debt.
Why do you talk about Colton's credit card debt? Why do you talk about it?
Why not?
I guess that's
what do I have to hide? I got nothing to hide. You're such an outsider that just go hang out with Ty, bro. He loves it when people hang out with him.
Ty's a good dude.
With that being said, chat, we have a podcast we need to go record, so we're gonna go do that. But we appreciate you guys being here. We can we'll try to get that Mariners Anonymous hoodie going here probably this evening. It shouldn't be very hard to make it all. But shut up, Manny. But yeah, we'll get that going and get the podcast out. It'll probably come out around what do you think? It's almost
maybe
2,
like 4,
5, something like that.
Yeah.
Have it ready for that. Cal, we do collect baseball cards. Yeah, I got some behind me. But so just be sure to be on the lookout for that. But we appreciate you guys being here. Big stream today. Big win from the boys. We'll see y'all tomorrow for the game in Toronto. Smooches, bros. Mwah.
Smooches, bros.
Mwah. Still mwah. Still.
Yeah, we're
smooching. Mwah.
Yep, there it is. Smooches,
Mwah.
bros. All right,
Mwah.
bye. All right, bye, guys.
See ya. Mwah.
All right, you're welcome for the stream, Andrew. All right.
All right.
See ya.